on the planet Krypton. But the Man of Steel comes to life in California.
Not a finished visual effect.
Inside an edit room in Burbank.
We just got some of the visual effects. This is actually not a finished visual effects shot.
James Gunn reviews a scene from what Warner Brothers hopes is a summer blockbuster. Superman, and its reported budget, at least $225 million, arrives in theaters July 11th.
Let's try this and see if it all works out.
It's the first feature from DC Studios, a division of Warner Brothers.
And then slapping the side of the thing.
Gunn is not only the film's director, he wrote the screenplay.
We just push into him a little bit.
And he's DC's CEO.
How you feeling about everything?
I feel good about the movie, and I'm excited about that, and I think we've done something that's different.
Among those differences,
my Superman's not indestructible. We see him bleed immediately. At times, I've thought he's too strong. You don't want him to be able to punch a planet in half, or for that matter, go around a planet a billion times and make time go backwards. You know, I wanted a Superman who was a little bit more down to earth.
What is this?
And few things are more down to earth
Krypto!
than a dog.
What the hey, dude? I thought you destroyed the whole Superman robots. I thought I told you to keep an eye on him.
We feed the canine, but he is unruly.
You've added another thing here, which is instantly relatable to, I imagine, just about every American. You gave him a dog.
I mean, the dog is the whole reason, was the start of the movie for me.
Really?
1000%. I adopted a dog. His name is Ozu, and he didn't want to be touched. He had never known human beings. He chewed up all our furniture. He was, chasing the cat and just being the worst dog you can imagine.
Ow, stop it. Krypto, ow, ow, stop it, stop, sit.
I thought, wow, what if this terrible dog had superpowers? I'd really be screwed.
The first Superman feature film came in 1951 with George Reeves, who later played the role on TV. This century, Superman's been played by Brandon Routh and Henry Cavill. But in the last 75 years, only one big-screen Superman has fully captured the audience's imagination.
Excuse me.
Christopher Reeve. Trained in the theater, Reeve was a graduate of the Juilliard School in New York, as is the new Superman, David Corenswet.
I don't think there's any way or reason to try to sort of live up to Christopher Reeve. I just feel grateful to get to play that character that he embodied and put into the public consciousness in such a positive and strong way.
Corenswet is 31, 7 years older than Reeve when he made his debut in 1978. We met Corenswet at the Arden Theater in Philadelphia.
The last play I did here was Our Town.
It's Corenswet's hometown, where he still lives, and it's here at the Arden where he landed his first paid gig.
And this is the theater that I did my first professional play in when I was 9 years old.
Is that this?
Yeah, this is
All My Sons?
All My Sons by Arthur Miller. So these are my scenes with my lines highlighted.
He wanted to read from his original script.
You're finally up.
Where's Tommy? Oh, sorry. I'd be very good.
Yeah, very good.
I'd like to point out, I wasn't given time to prepare.
I love this play.
Corenswet, like his Superman, is immediately disarming.
Yeah.
As well as vulnerable.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
As in this scene with his girlfriend, reporter Lois Lane,
Miss Lane.
played by Rachel Brosnahan.
People were going to die!
He is definitively different from everybody else on Earth. He is not human. He's an alien, and he has these powers that nobody else has. And at the same time, he wants desperately to be a part of humanity. So ultimately, the dramatic stakes of Superman as a character is that he is lonely and he doesn't want to be.
He also has a sense of humor about those red shorts.
Without the trunks, the uniform can look very military. So he puts the red underwear on, A, so that everybody can see him. Against the blue sky, you can see the red trunks. B, so that everybody knows he doesn't take himself too seriously. He's not trying to look cool.
I wear my trunks on the outside of my pants, like it's liberating.
Now that doesn't in any way undermine how badass and cool he is when he's up in the sky fighting the bad guys. But once he touches down, he wants to be the one that people can laugh at or make fun of because he can take it.
Superman has been saving the world for nearly 9 decades. Created by Jerry Siegel and drawn by Joe Shuster, he first appeared in a comic in 1938. Is Superman the signature American movie character?
I think he's bigger than that. I think
Critic and filmmaker Elvis Mitchell.
Spider-Man is torture. You know, he has to support himself and his aunt, and he's responsible for the death of his uncle, and Batman's responsible for the death of everybody in his line of sight. They're all sufferers, but Superman, he stands tall, and there's a pride of authorship literally in the character because he's creating his own narrative as his alter ego. People want to see that. They want to believe that you can create your own narrative in a way that is benevolent, even if you have all the power in the world. It's wrong of you to turn away from people who need your help.
Gotta go, man!
Otis.
James Gunn wants people to see Superman fighting for truth, justice, and, well, you know the rest of it.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
What do you want audiences around the world to take away from your Superman?
I think just culturally being able to place a little bit more importance on being a good human being.
Be kind to each other.
I think we're surrounded by a lot of meanness. I think Superman's surrounded by a lot of meanness in the movie, but he stands against that grain. And that's what makes him rebellious. And in a way, I think today, in today's world, Superman's the edgier, more rebellious character because he's the one who's standing up for the values that most people are not.
Corenswet is embracing the challenge, fully aware that success could mean Superman defines his career.
When you take a role that's going to be this visible and this iconic, even just visually iconic, and it's your face and the underwear, and I wanted to be prepared for the possibility that it wouldn't lead to a bunch of other things, that this would be the thing. And I felt really lucky that when I asked myself that question, the answer came back. Somebody's got to play this part, and if you're the person to play it and you give up everything else to do it, it would be worth doing.